I scare you? Hello. What's up, fuckers? How's everybody doing today on this fine Wednesday afternoon? 1:26 p.m. in the Central Time Zone, of course. A beautiful day. Not really. Weather's been bad. I lied. Just earlier when I said beautiful day, I lied. It's been rainy. I don't like it. It was nice for like a week, and then it got rainy, and now it's been bad. But that's okay. You need the rainy days to appreciate the sunny ones, you know? But hello, Bryce. Hello, Ari. Welcome, welcome. What's up, Gloomy? Welcome in. Here we are. Another Josh Banger stream. What's the plan? Oh, the same old. I'm gonna play a game in the background that nobody gives a shit about while you ask me questions. If you missed it, we did launch. We announced we are gonna have a new show coming to you next month. I'll pull that up real quick. That's exciting.
Hi. Very exciting announcement. We have a new show coming to our weekly lineup, the Not Advice Hotline. You can call 850-JUDGIES. That's right. We got that number.
Good job, Christian.
And we'll give you not advice. Just call and leave a voicemail, and it'll launch every single week for free on our main feed. So yeah, super excited to announce it, and can't wait to get your calls. Hello.
It's a massive for the account, huge for the brand. I think it'll be really fun. The number is live right now. And we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming in season 6 of our show. I think it'll be really, really fun. We've already got like a decent amount of what's it called? Voicemails. So I'm excited to look through those. We also currently have right now for our 5-year show, we have a soundboard bracket that we need to do. Which I'm not looking forward to setting up, but that's okay. I'm probably just going to be punching a fucking wall the entire time. But we've already got... It's so funny because we were like, oh shit. I can't believe that it's already been a year since we did our bits bracket. Because last year, for our 4-year end-of-year bonus episode on Patreon, we did a Judgy's Bits bracket. And I can't believe it's already been a year. And so we were sort of like scrambling. And we're like, fuck. So we're like, well, let's just do a soundboard bracket. And we'll see how that goes. We had no expectations. And we were like, well, maybe if it doesn't get enough, like, responses or whatever, we can do one of the call-ins as a, like, oh, and here's a little taste of what it's going to sound like. And in the first hour, we had over 200 responses. And we're already sitting at 315 responses. And we only really promoted it once, which is the crazy part to me. So, that's kind of crazy. If you haven't had it, there's a link for it. How many of y'all think we'll get to an app? Okay. All right, so we're doing the new show, right? Here's the thing about the new show, is we have no idea what it's going to be like fully. And so there's going to be some trial and error, right? The plan is for the show to be, it's gonna be shorter than our normal shows. Around 40 minutes is the plan. Now, if you were unaware, I'll open up the first episode of The Judges. This was also our plan for The Judges. Our plan, you can see our first episode was 48 minutes long. Our plan was to make it like a 50-minute episode. All right? So episode 1 was 48. Episode 2 is 48. We're like, okay, this is easy. I don't know why it went to Please Don't Destroy. Episode 3 is an hour and 16 minutes. We very quickly moved on from the sub 1 hour goal. So the new show, we're going to start, and we're thinking 40 minutes. That will probably entail, if I had to take a guess, the show innately, I think, is going to be tighter in format than The Judges. So I'm thinking it'll straight up be like, hello, this is our Judges call-in, and then straight into the thing. You know, we don't have to format it as there's just less things to get to. So it's just straight up like, we're just going to listen. I'm thinking 1 to 2 voicemails per episode. But again, these are all things that we'll just need to figure out. We're starting it on June 12th. That'll coincide with season 6 of The Judges starting. So, yeah, again, we were thinking like 40 minutes because ultimately, like, it's already hard for us to find the time to record it, given, you know, just schedules. You know how hard it is to schedule a Dungeons and Dragons session? Imagine doing that, but for 6 years straight between 3 people. And yeah, so we're actually going to be recording on Wednesdays. The Wednesdays that I stream, pretty much I'll hit the stop streaming button, and then we're going to record 2 episodes, and then we'll just release those, and then every 2 weeks we'll record the call-ins. But I'm excited. There's obviously other shows that do this. Like if they call, like the voicemail-esque. I think some shows might do live call-ins, but like, you know, there's like the big ones like Therapy Gecko does like the call-ins. I don't think that's voicemail. Stavros Halkias does calls as well.
So yeah, I'll just get right into it. And so we kind of chat, and I'm like, so.
But I think those are live call-ins. We don't want to do live call-ins primarily because the production. The production is just not. We don't have the means for the production of it. She Rates Dogs podcast. This is all I knew about She Hates Dogs, is that the person got hit by a car. Did it get wiped? It might have. Yeah, all I knew was that one of the co-hosts was killed a couple of years ago. But no, Ari, I think for sure, like, doing a call-in live would be something that, you know, would interest us. It's just, especially right away, we do not have the production for that. We do not have the production ability for that at the moment. So it's just not worth worrying about on top of everything. Yada yada yada. Because okay, so it's one thing to do it live, and then you just like, if somebody calls in and is an asshole or like, you know, whatever, you can just edit it in post. But especially doing it live, if somebody calls in and is just a sack of shit, like you have to deal with that. And you know, you need a producer off camera, like setting up, like moving people in and out of calls, all that stuff. It's just something that we don't have the like ability to do at this moment. So yeah, we're excited for it. We also have some really fun things coming in season 6, which starts. The first episode will come out on the 2nd. No. On the 9th. On June 9th. That's going to be episode 261. Hang on, I gotta get my buy sitting. In. So yeah, we got the new show starting. It's gonna release on Thursdays, so you'll technically get like 2 drops a day. But what's really exciting, and all you special fuckers can get a little preview, is we're gonna have a new intro song. Would you all like to hear the new intro song? If not, that's okay. You don't have to play it. Oh, fine, I'll play it. Okay. So it's just a reimagining with more synth. Because I mean we worked with somebody it's the same person that did the original theme song. When we first were making the podcast, he did music. I don't think he does music anymore. And we reached out to him and we were like, "Hey, can you make this make a theme song for us?" And he came up with everything. And you know when you like commission something and they give you back like, "Okay, how do you feel about this?" And then you're supposed to give notes and then go back and forth. We didn't do that second part. We just said, "Okay." And so we just took it. So that's why, like, if you listen to our current theme song, which is this, right? My issue with our current theme song, and has always been an issue with our current theme song, is just that intro synth is so grating to me. Especially, like, I don't know if we've like compressed our shit like a ton of times and like something got messed up, but like to me that intro synth on our current one is just, it feels bad to listen to, in my opinion. And then once you get to this part, it's just a little basic. And that's not the fault of the person who made the you really wanted to hear Pissy say "I love you fuckers" in the new intro. It's not a critique of the person who made it for us, because again, I think he makes great music. It's straight up us just being like, okay, because you have to remember, when we made this podcast, we were just 3 assholes locked down during COVID. We had no expectations. So we weren't really thinking like, oh, we really need like a 10 out of 10, perfect thing. So yeah, so the new one again, I'll play the new one again, which in my opinion is just like an upgrade. That's fair. We are still just 3 assholes. And so, yeah, it is iconic, right? We didn't want to completely change the song. So we kept the same melody. We just changed the synths, smoothed it out. I don't know the musical terms. I had them layer in a ton more synths and everything. And yada yada. And in my opinion, the really big difference is if you listen to the transition clip for ads. So the transition clip for ads, this is what it used to sound like. That's funny. The more Bobilus Kiki is actually a perfect way to describe it. So that's the current transition sound. And you can feel how Kiki that sounds. You can feel it. And this is our new ad singer. It's just so much nicer on the ears while being the exact same melody. And I know how people react to change, obviously. So I really didn't want to change everything. It just make it sound better. And I guess credit where credit's due. All of this is because we got a listener submitted sound. And they like kind of did like a remix of our intro. Is this it? No, that's not it. So somebody, Don Flamingo, they make music under Don Flamingo, sent in this. You are God in this instance.
Correct. Did I tell you I had to scope up my pee hole?
So obviously this has like the little like sound clips of us in it, which we won't have on ours. But hearing that, I was like, oh, it's not the melody that I hate. It's literally just our synth. And so like literally like the week after this, I was doing a job with my brother, and the guy who makes the music, who made the intro songs, was also there. And I asked him, I was like, I played this song for him, and I was like, I don't know the musical terms, but do you hear how not crunchy that this version sounds? And he's like, so you want an 8-bit? And I was like, no, I don't want an 8-bit per se. But I don't know, you could just, again, hear how much better this sounds while still keeping the same, like it's not too different. Obviously this part's more different than the original melody, but that's the idea. That was the goal. And I feel like he did a very good job on that. You can hear the sound going, ear to ear. Yeah. I don't know if that will make it to the actual episode. I don't know how Blake edits. I don't know if Blake will keep it mono or stereo. Eric actually really hates that it's stereo. So, but yeah, it's a little bit of like back and forth waves. But that'll be up to Blake in terms of how they edit the intro. And then, again, we're having our new show. This is going to have it's not going to use the same theme song, and we're not going to do a full theme song. And it's kind of funny because I actually haven't cleared this with the guy who made the music yet, but I assume he won't have an issue. But as an example, okay, I don't know if you ever heard of the podcast called Podcast But Outside.
Let's start.
But let me do this. This is the inspiration for the intro for the Thursday song. Okay, we got to get past the intro part.
Annoying that I'm asking that. Sorry.
So not this part.
Okay.
Okay. Enjoy the episode. Wait. Never mind. Have fun.
All right.
Wait, hold on a second.
Uh-huh.
Have fun.
Have fun.
with everything
Great.
in here.
All right.
Okay. See you guys.
Not this part. I didn't know they did that. This part.
What? Hello.
Welcome
to Podcast But Outside. Episode
Oh,
2.
they didn't do it yet. Scratch all of this. We'll just go to one that I know they do it on.
That happy to.
So not this part.
Hello and welcome.
So the intro song is similar to like what we do currently and what we'll have on our main feed. But for the hotline, the Not Advice show, it'll be more like this, where we just start.
Hello and welcome to Podcast But Outside. This is the world's first podcast. My name is
and
Andrew
there's just
Michon.
a beat playing while we talk.
My friend and guest.
And that will sound like this. And so you can imagine right here, I'd just be like, hello and welcome to the Not Advice podcast, where we're going to give you not advice, you know, something like that. Like, or, you know, whatever the intro is going to be. Like, the only advice show that's not an advice podcast. The only advice podcast that is not an advice podcast, or something like that, right? So it's just going to be boom, straight into it. It's not going to be like a straight intro. You should just rip their song that name drops their show and not say anything about it. That's funny. Is there a reason to be on Thursdays? Okay. You guys want to get in the weeds? I also get not advice. I never quite get square knots. If you're being for real, square knots are actually very easy. And I can show you real quick. I don't have necessarily anything super good to tie, but I've got some duct tape, and that'll do. Let me just make 2 little ropes with duct tape real quick. So square knots are a very simple knot that are very, very instrumental to a lot of... It's just like easy. It's never going to be the best knot you can know, but it's a good building block on knots. And I don't know if it's technically a locking knot, but okay. I'm going to tie these 2 ends together real quick just to make it easier to show you, since that way they won't be dangling. I'm actually going to use a square knot to tie them together. Hopefully, if the tape permits me. Please, tape. Okay. Okay. So a square knot's easy. You're going to start with an overhand knot. And if you're like, Josh, what the fuck is an overhand knot? An overhand knot is the first step of tying your shoes. And if you're like, ew, I don't tie my shoes, I use Velcro. Well, just learn how to tie your shoes. And if you're like, ew, I don't use Velcro, I'm autistic, this is for you. Okay. An overhand knot is just taking one of the 2. I'm going to start with my left hand. It'll be the right on your side of the screen. And boom. And that is an overhand knot. Okay. All it is taking one side and going over the other and back up. A square knot now is taking the other side and doing a reverse overhand. So the side that you just crossed over, you're going to do the same thing again. And when you pull it through, please, using string would be easier. You'll actually create like a little like square with the 2 knots overlapping each other. Don't pay attention to the other knot, and that's a square knot. And the thing about a square knot is when you pull the sides on it, it gets tighter. So it locks in on itself. And so that's what's nice about a square knot. If you ever just need to really quickly tie 2 ends of a thing together, a square knot will do it. It won't hold forever. There's much better knots, but it's very, very good. So there's your knot advice. Why do we do it on Thursday? You want to get super in the weeds? So I guess what's the alternative? We'll ask that. Would you prefer it to be on Monday? Is that what you're like? Is that what you would have wanted? Let's start there. Or are you saying let's not do Thursdays, let's do X other day of the week? Anything? Hello? I think Monday would have been fine. That way I can list her whenever in the week, but Thursdays are good. Okay. That is fair, Gloomy. Okay. there's a few reasons why we aren't doing it on Monday specifically, okay? Now let's pop this up. Okay. No, you're fine. I'm not critiquing. I want to. I was just genuinely responding as well. Okay. So, let's pop this up, right? You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're just going to straight up not include weekends because nobody releases shows on weekends for a similar reason to what I'll be explaining anyway, right? I guess we can put the weekends out here, but like there's a reason why nobody launches content on the weekends, okay? So you got Monday, Tuesday. I guess you wouldn't do SA, huh? You would do how do you abbreviate Saturday? ST? Sure. Okay. So, yeah, audience are doing stuff on weekends. When you launch something, you want people to click on it right away and finish the stuff. That's going to give you the best metrics, right? So immediately you can cross out your weekends. Realistically, you're also going to cross out Fridays for a lot of the times. Crazy that you started the week on Sunday. Oh my lord. Smosh reads Reddit stories every Saturday. That's probably because they have their other shows released during the week. We only have one show, right? Okay. So we have Monday, right? This is where our normal episodes are going to be coming out. We also put out a bonus episode, okay? This is already for us that we're releasing. Now, obviously not everybody's going to have the bonus episode, and I understand that, but this is already 2.5 hours of content on a Monday, right? Now, it doesn't super matter in terms of like analytics that people listen to the bonus episode right away on Monday. But when we release a show, we want as many people to click on this as always. And of course, you guys, like, imagine right now if we just said, hey, we're no longer doing the Judgies on Mondays. We're going to release it on Wednesdays. Understandably, a lot of our fans would be like, what the fuck? No, Mondays is Judgies Day, right? So, we chose Mondays partially because like that's what I would have wanted with the podcast is the first, because like I don't listen to podcasts really on Saturday and Sunday unless I'm doing nothing. And when I had a job, it was as I'm going into work, I want my show to be there on Monday, right? I used to watch as soon as it came out until you started posting later. Fucked up. We could probably go back if we're being for real. It'll be the same time on Thursdays as it is on Mondays for you. So for us, it's 12, like midnight on Thursday, Pacific time, because that's when our ads want it to be, out for analytics for their ads and stuff. So if you're Pacific time, it'll be at midnight. If you're Central, like I am, it's at 2 a.m. in the morning. And then on YouTube, I don't know, we can figure it out if we want to do it at midnight or not. I don't really super care anymore. So we already have 2.5 hours. If you add on the new show, right? And it's going to be another, 40 to 50 minutes. Are people going to find effectively another hour to watch that show? Now we have 3.5 hours on a Monday that we're expecting somebody to watch. For some people, they'll do that. I watch 3.5 hours of content a day easily. But a lot of people will take multiple days to get through just this amount. Because let's say their commute is 30 minutes. and they drive into work, they listen for 30 minutes. They work a job where they can't listen to the episode. And then on their drive back home, they listen for 30 minutes. You still have an hour and a half. That's still 1.5 more days to listen, right? Minimum. If I listen, yes, it'll be right all on the same podcast and everything, all the same platforms. We put the bonus episodes on the same days as the main because it's easier for it helps keep the numbering nomenclature easy. So when episode 260 comes out, when episode 260 comes out, BEP 260 also comes out at, it's technically on a 1 minute delay, but they come out at the exact same time. That way it's like boom, boom, right? 260. The new show will not be titled 260, right? Like right now, our current naming convention is EP. It's EP 260 and then BEP 260. Some people still get confused because we haven't always done weekly bonus episodes, obviously. We did like 30 bonus episodes like monthly, and then we started doing weekly, and once we started doing the weekly, we just named them the same. That's so that it's easier for you as a content listener, content consumer, and it's easier for us on a content creation side, but mainly it's for the listener. Not a nap pod would be so funny. And terrible for SEO, but very funny. We aren't going to call this like this, right? It's going to be like, it's technically its own show on the same feed. So when technically it'd be episode 261 and bonus episode come out, this is on a Monday. The next thing would be, it's going to be titled like NA1. Not Advice 1. Okay? Or maybe we'll do like NAH1. I'm not super set in stone on what the we could do JH because that's Judgy's Hotline and Josh Highsmith, so that's kind of fun. But whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a different show. Now, if we put it on Monday, the chances that people are going to have the time to click on it is just slimmer. You also, as listeners, as I can imagine, associate Monday with Judgy's days. Okay? By putting the new show here, you now get 2 Judgy's days. Okay? So from a marketing standpoint, this is in the weeds now. From a marketing standpoint, you now have 2 separate days of the week where you go, oh yeah, Judgy's. I like Judgy's. I give Judgy's money, right? That's from the marketing standpoint. Really in the weeds, really in the weeds is our advertising company and the people who host our podcast, Cloud 10. Wonderful people. We've always had great stuff with them. Pretty much we're like, hey, y'all need to start doing a second show. They didn't say that. They didn't say it that mean, but they were just like, hey, a lot of shows are doing multiple shows a week. Is this something you guys can do? It'll really help boost your numbers, okay? And now what does numbers mean, okay? Because this is where I got in personally a little caught up on it. They wanted 2 shows a week. Oh, and as for why we chose Thursday, it's to spread it out. It's not to, if we just did Monday, Tuesday, it's not spread out enough. You still run into this issue. And then the logical thing is just put it Thursday, where it's close but far enough away to where it's like it's the same week. So they wanted to do 2 shows per week. Okay. Now, our current podcast, right? The Judgy's podcast. We do intro. We do story 1. We do story 2. We maybe do story 3. Then we do a break, and then we do Circle Jerge. Then we do listener submitted sound. Then we do listener submitted story. And then we do story 4, right? Something like this. We're doing 5 stories a week plus a circle jerk. If we were to just straight duplicate this, multiple things would happen. We would run out of good Reddit stories. We would run out of good listener stories. We would run out of listener submitted sounds that are good. And we would run out of circle jerks. We would just be burning the candle at both ends. Okay. Do I have the... I genuinely think I just deleted the old thing that I had. Let me see if it's still in my garbage here. I genuinely think I just deleted the old write-up I had. Yeah, it looks like I don't have it. Okay. And so they said, well, but doing this will get your numbers up. This is what the whole point was if you do this, your numbers will go up. And I said, well, what does numbers up mean? And of course, for any how many minutes does it hold? I don't know. I wouldn't worry about that on your end though. Christian's the one who set it up, so I don't know much about it. But if we need more, we'll we'll pay for it. It's not like that's not super important on my end. It cut you off after 2.5 minutes. Oh, like you could only record for 2.5 minutes? Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. That's not good at all. It looks like 3 minutes is the longest it can go. Oh, then just leave multiple. The thing is, there's going to be pre-production, so it'll all come through. Don't worry about leaving multiple. That's not going to be an issue. Okay. So what does numbers equals up mean? For any corporation, numbers equals up means money, right? Because if we run 2 shows a week, that means twice as many ads can get put in. I wasn't super, I don't super care about that. Okay. I mean, obviously money is nice, but this isn't my main priority. What I want to do, what my main goal is to blow up and act like I don't know nobody, okay? My main goal is to get listeners up. This is what I want, okay? They assured me that this also equals this. Now, obviously, listeners up is just money up, but completely doubling our workload is unsustainable, and just we don't have the time. It already takes us 3 hours to record those 2 things. We start recording at like 7:00 on a Friday night. We just don't physically have the time to do this. And so we fucked around and we were like, what if we take our original show? And this is actually what they suggested, was take our original show, the one that comes out right now on Mondays, and split it into 2 shows. So instead of getting one like hour and 10-minute, hour to 30-minute episode, y'all would get a 45-minute episode on Monday and a 45 episode on Thursday. And that's what they were like, yeah, just do that. And I was like, well, wouldn't that piss people off? And they were like, yeah, but like people don't, like, you'll get more views. Don't worry about it. And it just, it's just one of those things where it's like, I didn't feel right doing that. We fucked around with it for a second. We didn't end up putting any of them out. because I didn't like it, but we did a couple test runs. It was like right when Blake started editing for us, where we pretty much did like I referenced it a couple times on the show where we do like the Reddit hour, and then we do the what do we call it? Not the listener hour. We did the parasocial hour. Parasocial hour. Okay. Where this would be just Reddit stories. And then this would be listener submission plus Circle Jerk. Okay. And we tried it. And we thought, well, maybe we could do that. And like, we'll just read extra listener submitted stories on the parasocial hour. That way it fills it out. And we'll still end up having like 2 50-minute episodes. That way you guys are technically getting more content, but it ruined the show. And like this, we've already started working with like we already got rid of mail time, right? We still have a ton of mail, not a ton of mail, but we have mail that will open. Like we do our mail. We haven't done a second mail time yet, but we already got rid of mail. We added the docket, and I don't know if y'all have noticed. Sometimes it's easier to do than other, but we're trying to do a tighter Circle Jerk. Okay, we're trying to make the show feel more enticing to new listeners, because admittedly, as with any show that goes 6 years or 5 years, whatever, you're gonna have references and stuff and whatever that are just general, the je ne sais quoi, that like a new listener is gonna come in and be like, why do I care that this person is talking about XYZ? I thought this was a Reddit reading podcast. So we're trying to keep everything tighter and tighten it down, while obviously not sacrificing the meat, which is Reddit hour, which is like, this part, the Reddit stories, the Circle Jerk, the listeners, like all this stuff. Like this stuff we want to keep. So we're trying to keep stuff tighter so it's more attractive to new reviewers, while also not sacrificing the show itself, right? Obviously, we still do our tangents and whatever, but we're just trying to make things a little bit more produced. And so I didn't like this. I didn't like this idea, and I won't put it all on me. I mean, Christian Eric also didn't really like it for myriad reasons, because we didn't have time. Our fans would be angry, and our content would get dry. We would dry out. Okay? New viewers fake as if they don't go back together. So this is why I didn't like this. So we were still thinking about it, because pretty much the way viewership metrics works on Spotify, and we only really care about Spotify because we don't do the same built-in ads on like YouTube or whatever. But if we talk about viewer metrics on Spotify, they look at plays more than anything over watch time over reviews. Is probably like the... You really do need to teach Christian to have. So this is what Spotify likes. So if you want to get more people, if you want Spotify to like push you in their algorithm, the best thing you can do is get plays. And a play is pretty much listening to about 8 seconds. Okay? And then how far they stick around into the watch time is, that's the separate metric. And then if they click on and review and hit follow, that's this part. How likely are they interacting with it? Okay. The reason why they like plays is because that's a user interaction. Watch time is not directly a user interaction, as you're saying, Ari, because it's like, a podcast can just be playing and you don't know if the ad that's being served is being heard by a listener, actually. But if somebody's actively clicking on play, you know that person is listening to the very first part of the podcast, which is why there are ads as soon as you hit play on a podcast. Because if you're actively clicking on play, you're getting served at least one ad. And you were going to listen to that ad, even if you've never listened to a podcast before, you're likely to listen through that ad to make sure that, like, you know, you want to check out this podcast that you've been hearing about, right? So, the best way for Spotify to reward you is this plays metric. Spotify is different than YouTube or even TikTok or like Instagram, other social medias. Spotify does not give a shit. Thank you. But we did a professional photo shoot. That's just one of the images we had that we're launching, like more pictures from the set when season 6 starts. Do they differentiate between active plays and auto plays? I'm not sure. I don't think so. But if one person, I guess this kind of answers your question, listens, if one person listens, this is an ear, to 10 episodes, that's 10 plays. Okay? They treat that effectively the same as 10 separate people listening to the episodes, right? And that's important to know because when you're on TikTok or YouTube, it doesn't quite translate 1-to-1. If you're watching a YouTube video and then you're like, I really like this content creator, and then you click on their next video or autoplays, your view is like devalued when it comes to like the algorithms, like sense, because it's like, oh, well, you now, or especially like if you're subscribed, like, right? Like what those algorithms really thrive on is you clicking on a video that showed up in your feed. And once you're a subscriber, like you viewing it doesn't really super matter as much. It still matters, but it's like, you know, the first video you watch is 1 and the next one you watch is like, it's worth like 0.9 and then it's 0.8 and 0.7. Like as you're a viewer, it matters less and less. So the way to cheese the system, and you know, I'll pull up an example of a podcast right now because YouTube just released their YouTube just released their charts, their podcast charts specifically. So I assume the YouTube podcast charts work similarly to Spotify's. Okay. Okay. Ooh, that is low fucking res. I don't care. Okay. All right. I'm going to just pick out one of these because I'm only super familiar with, well, you can see Smosh Read Reddit Stories is on there. H3 podcast. Okay. Think about, I don't know. Again, I'm just going to look at the H3 podcast specifically. Now, they don't really do it as much because they've fallen off, but if you look at the H3 podcast and their live videos, I'm just going to scroll down a bit. You can't see their like full release dates. But my point being, they release multiple episodes per week. And so if you look, when did this come out? 4 days ago and 1 day ago, right? Normally they release like 3 to 4 a week if they're actually working. This week, or let's say in the past 8 days, they put out 3 episodes getting 2 million views. Okay. What podcast metrics work is that's even if the same 400,000 people watched all 3, podcast metrics is like, oh, that's 1.2 million plays. Does that make sense? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Versus like on YouTube, if you only ever have the same 400,000 people watching a YouTube video, your channel's going to die because it doesn't care about returning viewers as much as it cares about new eyeballs coming on to the medium. So by adding a second show on Thursday, let's say we quote unquote only, we have 8,000 people listen to it, to our normal show on Monday. Okay. And then normally we would have to wait until next Monday to get another 8,000. So that means in a month you're getting 32,000 in a month, right? Which means what? Like 260K, and these aren't entirely accurate, but 260K in a year, right? By adding a second show where you also throw in a show on Thursday, you're just doubling this. So now you're getting 64K a month. You're getting, 520K a year. And Spotify sees that as, it's not like, Spotify doesn't see it as like, oh, they added a second show. They see it as, holy fuck, they used to only have 8,000 people listen. Now they have 16,000 people listen a week. And they go, this show must be really good. We're going to start promoting the show on our algorithm. And then you actually get new viewers. And then people go back and listen to the old episodes. And those all rack up your views over time and yada, yada, yada. So this is the whole point. It all comes back down to this. They told us 2 shows a week, numbers equals up. Of course, more ads equals more money. I don't give as much of a shit about that. I want people to like our shows and get more listeners. And from what I understand, this will... Not only are we making what I think will be good content, obviously. That's the number one thing, is the reason why we didn't do this... Chrissy does need his BBL. Sooner or anything like that is like, we want to make sure we're making good content. We didn't want to do just a listener submitted episode on Thursdays. Yeah, if you didn't see on our thing, we're doing a second show. This isn't just like, what was I saying? Oh, we didn't want to just add a second show for the sake of it. And like, we didn't want to just do listener submitted stories, partially because that cannibalizes our own show. Like, obviously we want people to go to the Patreon and give us money, but also we want the people who are giving us money on Patreon feel like they're getting something special. Right? Like, that's important, is we want people to feel like they're getting their money's worth. Well, it does cannibalize. We're eating on our own shit. Because let's say you pay, and it's $10 a month. That is not a small amount of money, especially in 2025. Like, I fully understand that. You can pay $10 a month and get HBO, which has much more shows than one a week, right? And so we want people to feel like they are like getting something special. So if we just did another weekly episode that just an listener submissions, it's one, going to make them feel like the Patreon people aren't getting, their money's worth, but also we're going to inevitably just lose Patreon members because they're like, oh, well, I already get an extra show of listener submissions on Thursdays. So like, why would I care? Right. So we could just do that. So we wanted to come up with something. Christian, I believe, came up with the idea of the hotline, and it's something we had talked about before. No, the new show will not have bonus episodes. If it really takes off and we get more time, again, the big limiting factor is time. But we will. It's gonna be like available ad free on the Patreon. So you'll still get a little bit of the. Yeah, Christy does still have a job, and they have a child. So. When is Olsen going to get his own podcast? Soon. We got to put him to work soon. He's going to earn his keep. And so, yeah, that's the goal. What's the style of the show? You're going for like a Advice Gecko vibe? Yeah, I brought that up earlier. At the end of the day, we don't know. Somebody asked earlier, is it like why are you calling it not advice? The not advice isn't like, oh, legally, we want to be in the clear. It's straight up like, it's just the bit that I've always done, which is like, we are not an advice show. Sometimes, especially when we first blew up, right? Like any show, any social media, anything, when you get big online, is going to have a curve like this, right? Where over time, it's going to look like this, right? So when we were here, when we were at our peak, when we were first blowing up, we got so many comments all the fucking time of people being like, you guys are just 3 white people in their 20s. How dare you feel like you can give advice to people? And that's part of the reason why I started saying it, although I think I had said it before, but it's like, we are not an advice podcast. We explicitly branded ourselves as judgy people talking shit. Okay? And so the bit of not advice, like, of course we're going to give advice. Our entire show is us telling you pretty much like what we would have done in the situations, right? And then I like to obviously think that we add in jokes and good times regardless. So the not advice is just a play on what I've always said, which is like, we are not an advice podcast. But when you call in, you're going to give it advice. But the tagline's going to be, I'm just like workshopping it in my brain. But something along the lines of the only advice podcast that's not an advice podcast or something like that. The only advice hotline that's not an advice hotline. It's not because legally we want to cover our asses. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. We are not going to raw dog the voicemails. When you call in, Google Auto. Uh-oh. My phone heard me say Google. Google Auto transcribes it. So I'll show you one that we got. Oh, Christian must have deleted the one that I sent. But when you call, it automatically gives you a transcription as well as you can play the audio. Okay. And so I'm going to go through and make sure that we have a good story, and then as well as that, if I need to bleep something, we can do all that in pre-production. Will there be posted streams with the new workload, able to rewatch the streams on Fridays with my partner? We've been reposting our stream, or we've been posting our streams. It's one of those things that like we didn't realize people actually care about until we like stopped for so long, and then you and other people like you are coming in and being like, why aren't you guys posting streams? So if you go on Judgy's VOD on YouTube, we've gotten better at it, at posting our streams. If you go to Judgy's VOD. What the hell? What is this ad? Episode 297, the Judgy's podcast, Joshua and... What the hell? What the hell, Amazon? What the fuck? What? What the hell? We don't have an episode 297.
Well, hello, everybody. My pretties, my uglies, my in-betweens.
Oh, this is a show that we did with Stefan Satani. I'm so stupid. That's funny. But yeah, if you go on Judgy's VOD, you can see we've been posting our shit a little bit more. I'm wearing the same shit I wore 3 weeks ago. All the ones I'm wearing the same fucking shit. That's fucked up. I haven't changed in 3 weeks. That's fucked up. It's a recession shot or something. So Aurora and I always joke. The 2 best gifts Aurora ever got me are this and my Colts crew neck that I always wear. This one. Because I if I'm at home, I'm wearing one of these two crew necks. They're just so comfy. What am I supposed to do? Tons of Cash. RIP Tons of Cash. What a good show. What other questions did we have? I know I missed some. If you asked a question I didn't see and I didn't answer, you can throw it in again. What the fuck? Throw it in again. Can you guys actually start saying, buddy, that's a bad deal in this new podcast? No promises. No promises. What kind of questions are we looking for? Anything? We don't know. That's the thing. We don't know. We have no idea what let me message Christian right now, actually. We don't know what. We just don't know. Like, we have done 0 episodes of it, right? So like, I personally will always try to, I will always personally tend to go for less serious ones, personally. Because I want things to be funny. And that's something that we've talked about on the Judgies, where it's like, sometimes we'll get emails that are just straight up like trauma dumping, or just people being like, hey, I was essayed, thoughts. And it's like, what? Like, people are just like looking for like validation, like stuff like that. I understand the value in reading them sometimes. And obviously we do read those sometimes. But I personally will shy away from those. At the end of the day, if it's an interesting story, like that's the thing. Is it better to call in and say a very brief thing like, my sister and I have beef, what do I do? Or actually go into the backstory? Oh, go into the backstory. If you give too much, I will cut. I will cut whatever I need to make it listenable, or deem it to be listenable. If you don't give us enough, it's just going to be us being like, well, we don't know, right? How long are episodes? We're aiming for 40 to 50 minutes. But now knowing that the voicemails can only be 3 minutes long, and people are gonna have to call in, and leave multiple voicemails and everything. We were thinking of only doing like 1 or 2 stories an episode to get to the 40 minutes, but we might have to do more. I'm not sure. Like I said, we haven't done it yet, so we'll have to figure it out. Who's going to be editing? At the beginning, I'm going to be editing them just to get an idea of the workload, and just like, just to be safe in terms of like what we're going to be doing on there. Wait, what? Somebody just... Is this Christian or is this somebody else? Anyway, just to get an idea, and then Blake will take over, obviously, but yeah, I don't want to throw. This is a decision that like me, Christian, and Erica made. I don't want to be like, by the way, Blake, here's more work. You know what I'm saying? Figuring out like how much time they'll need and stuff like that is just whatever. And if it comes to like I'm editing them, like whatever, it doesn't super matter to me. Yeah. What are you gonna do if you get a murder confession? I think legally we have to report it. We will have your phone number, so I think legally I have to report you for murder. I mean, Erica wouldn't, I guess, but and like if you were really good, can we hear a couple of voicemails? No, I don't want to do that because I don't know, if like I said, like there's going to be a amount of pre-production and post-production put on these voicemails. If somebody's like, hey, my name is blank, but I don't want you to say it, in post-production, we can bleep that out. If I'm playing it live right now, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So is that okay, Christian? That was you. I can play that one. Okay. Yeah, we'll play the one that Christian just did. Christian, do you want me to dox your phone number? Don't dox number. Oh, come on. You don't want me to dox that your number is 899 CRISTIN? That way you wouldn't forget. Your parents were worried that you would forget your number. Right now we get an email for each voicemail, but we just got to turn it off. So here's one that somebody left. We don't know who.
Hey there, this is Chrissy. I'm currently watching the Judgies Pod live stream on Twitch.tv, and I just want to say, keep my fucking name out your mouth, Joshua. Keep my name out your fucking mouth. And also, I was just wondering, what do you think the best topping for a cheesecake is?
The best topping for a cheesecake or the best flavor of cheesecake? Oh, that's tough. I'm okay. This is going to be a hot fucking take. I hope you're ready for it. I am not the biggest cheesecake guy. Aurora loves cheesecake. I think cheesecake is fine. It's not the first dessert I'll ever go for, but it's also not the last. But I think cheesecake has a very wide range. Like sometimes I'll eat a cheesecake and it's like a Dunkin' donut where it's like, oh, that was not fucking worth it. That was so not good. And then other times I'll eat it. I'm like, I should eat every single cheesecake that comes to me. That being said, caramel, peanut butter. Like I'm a big savory, salty guy. Okay. I'm not a big fruit guy when it comes to desserts. So like one of these things, I would fuck that up. If that's out, if this is out on a table, I'm eating this. Okay. If this is out on a table, I am avoiding it. I am not touching that. Why the cake got cheese in it? It's cream cheese, right? I like it. It's just like not like I would fuck this up. Put pecans on top, I'm fucking that up. Blackberries? I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. Ew, what the fuck is number 5? Or number 3? Zesty Blues? Lemon curd, blueberries, and lemon zest? That looks disgusting. Bro hates fruits. I love fresh fruit. I'm a sucker for fresh fruit. I don't really like berries though. Bro does not get the necessary nutrients in a day. No, I love apples. I love pears. I love bananas. I fuck with oranges. I just hate peeling them. Watermelon. I'll even eat cantaloupe these days. In my old age, I'll eat a cantaloupe. I'll eat a muskmelon. Pineapples, great. I actually really, really like fruit. I just don't like berries. And I haven't tried very many like I've never had a mango. Okay. I haven't tried a ton. I've never had like dragon fruit. I've never had like durian. Like I've never had like fruits that aren't like the big 5, you know? But I also love vegetables. I eat, you know, celery, carrots. I don't really eat a lot of potatoes, but I don't dislike them. I love me some peppers. I hear mangoes are good. I've never had one. I've also never had a peach. And when I say that, I mean like I've never had a peach. Like I've had like the fruit cups with peaches in it. But twerp dork geek, watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew. Honeydew is the twerp because it sounds pretentious. Watermelon is the dork because it just looks doofy, and then cantaloupe's the geek. It's too round and like it looks like a giant golf ball. It's fucking geek. But like, and I've had like peach cobbler, and like I've had peaches. I've never like bought a peach. I've only had like the canned like sweetened versions of peaches. Am I twirling my mustache? No, I'm like picking at it. Supposedly eating mango skin kills you. Well, I'm never eating a mango. That's for sure. That's for sure. Here's my professional cheesecake recommendation. Red velvet cheesecake from the... I've never been to a cheesecake factory. So there's that. Hey, Dylan Kai 05. Thank you. Thank you. There's a description. Oh, you gifted us up. Thank you for the gifted sub. They're poison for cats, not people. This looks like a cake. This doesn't even look like a cheesecake. Red velvet, not that great. Yeah, it's hit or miss. I used to work at a mall that had a cheesecake factory. Okay, I'm going to look up where the closest one to me is. There's just there's none near me, and I would never drive to try out a Cheesecake Factory. It looks like the closest one to me, there's one in Naperville. There's one in Naperville. I think that one might be the closest. Yeah, the closest one is an hour and a half away. So I'm all right. I'm good on that. Cheesecake Factory portions are insane, like 3 meals minimum. Yeah, I know my brother used to love going to Cheesecake Factory. I've never been drawn to it. Like why, I don't know. Why would I drive all the way up to the suburbs to eat like bougie Applebee's? You know what I'm saying? Rank colors based on the foods and flavors they resemble. That's interesting. Every dish there is like 1,700 calories, but it's mediocre food. The closest one to me is 45 minutes away. I mean, that's the same thing for Chili's. There's not a Chili's around us, but I do know Chili's is good. Red tier is lower. Red is lower tier for me. I mean, red is what? Apples, tomatoes, red velvet, red peppers, which is my least favorite of bell pepper. Yeah, red strawberries, cherries. Yeah, red's not very high for me, huh? Red's not super high for me either. Hmm. Man, I don't want to fucking enable ads. Man. Fucking bullshit, man. Yeah, I think red's like C tier. Right? What foods are red that I'm like, fuck yeah, you know? But blue's got to be down here. I don't really like, I like blueberry flavor. I don't like blueberries. Red 40, fuck. Oh man, red 40 is good though, huh? Watermelon? Oh yeah, see, to me, watermelon's green. To me, watermelon is green. And I know that's a hot take. But watermelon's green. Cherries? Yeah, I'm not a big cherries guy. I think we're going C tier for red. And I think blue, the only thing I think is like blueberries. I do love me a blueberry muffin, but to me that's brown, not blue. I guess, are we including drinks is the real question. Because I think if we're just doing food, red 40 doesn't bump it up as much. But if we're doing, no, I don't eat the rind, but like, if we're doing, okay, you're going to say an apple is red, but like most of the apple isn't red. Like the skin of the apple is red, but the inside is like yellow brown, right? Like, or like yellow, white, brown, whatever. To me, a watermelon is green. Not that I eat the green, but like it's a green food. You do eat the skin, of course, but like, okay. What would you say the color of like, yeah, you eat the skin, but it's like 0.1% of the apple. No, y'all are wrong. Y'all are wrong. A watermelon is green. I'm trying to think of another one. It's fucked up by your logic. Chopped watermelon goes in green. Oh, I'm just saying, if I go to the store, I'm buying a green thing. If I go to the store and I'm buying watermelon, I'm going to think, oh, that's a green item. I'm not going to think that's actually red on the inside. What's a mango? I don't know what the fuck the inside of a mango looks like, let alone the outside. I already talked about this. I mean, the outside's kind of orange as well. only defending your I can't believe y'all hate me this much. Ugh. This is crazy. Okay. No. Hang on. Listen, this is saying come get this watermelon flavor and it's green. Okay? That's it. Yeah, Sloobnabe, I agree. Potatoes you're saying are brown, but the inside isn't brown. And you peel off the skin of potatoes. That's marketing. That's what we're doing. Vibes based. Okay, let me scroll up to the original chat. Let me scroll up. Fun tier list idea. Rank colors based on the foods and flavors they resemble. That is an objective listing. That is objective. Look at all of these watermelon flavored things. They're all green because you associate the color green with watermelon. Green. Here's a really good color category. Tan. Okay. Let's go back. I think red sits in C because I don't think red dye 40. Yeah. I'm doing a bit. Of course, I'm ignoring all the non-green things. I'm trying to argue my point. Like, of course. What do you mean? Of course I'm ignoring all the things that prove me wrong. What are you talking about? Why would I point out the things that make me look wrong? Like, why would I show you this? Why would I show you watermelon Red Bull? Okay. Things that it got red, things that are going for it for red. Pros. Apples. Love me some apples. Tomatoes byproducts. Okay, I'm not a huge tomato guy, but tomato byproducts are very good. All right. I don't like strawberries. I don't like cherries. I do love watermelon. So maybe we'll do like a little bit because we'll do watermelon red and green. SpaghettiOs, yeah, SpaghettiOs we'll put under like tomato byproducts. When you go out in the sun, you look like a tomato guy. Thank you. I actually don't get super red. That's more Christian than I do. The blood of my enemies, true. I mean, this is where you put in your red meats as well, right? This is where you put in your ground beefs, your steaks, you know. Oh, man, that really brings it up. That's because of blood. Blood's really good. Huh. Red drinks, I don't know. Do we want to include drinks? Because that's what I mean. Is like, if we're including red drinks, Red 40 does a shit ton of... Okay. If we're including that, you got red wine, you got Mountain Dew Code Red. Cranberry juice occasionally, sure. I don't really like cranberries, not the band. Sangria, boy, we're really doing a lot for red here. You should do one of the other reds to represent Red 40. Only naturally colored? I mean, a lot of foods get like dyed afterwards to make them look better. Cinnamon? Cinnamon's not red. What? Cinnamon's brown. Flamin' Hot Cheetos. True. Are we all gonna say that cinnamon isn't brown? What are we talking about? Do not gaslight me. I conceded partially on the watermelon. But when you market cinnamon, they market it as red, right? Like big red chewing gum. I think B tier for red. I think a lot of stuff saved it. Blue food? This is Big Red propaganda. I'm thinking of Blue Foods, and the only thing I can really think outside of like drinks, which the drinks are good. I mean, I'm currently drinking blue raspberry. So you get anything blue raspberry flavored. I like blueberry flavored things. There just isn't a lot. But I guess, is there a lot in blue that I dislike? A lot of candy is blue. Blue food's naturally occurring onto common right. So you're looking at a lot of shit that's like designed to make you good. I don't like seafood, so I wouldn't go for the blue lobster or crab. Even though you don't eat the blue part of the lobster. Blue 40. Yeah, I think it's better than red. Bluefin tuna. Well, the tuna's blue, not the thing you eat. Y'all are just proving my watermelon point. I want you to understand. Blue Takis. I've never had blue Takis. Ooh, blue corn tortilla chips are actually very good. I just don't think there's a lot of blue that I dislike. That might be an A tier. Blue corn chip. Let's go to yellow. Bananas. Lemons. These are both good things. What else is yellow? Cheerios is yellow to me. Most carbs in yellow. Bread. Yeah, like a lot of breads. Well, breads will fall between yellow and brown. Mustard. I'm a big mustard guy. Holy shit. 17 gallons of mustard. Cornbread. I'm not a big cornbread guy. Cheese. Fuck. Turmeric. Yeah. Regular tortilla chips. Yeah. Boy, yellow is good. Yellow is a good food color. Yellow cake? Are you kidding me? Orange. We got oranges. Mangoes. Oh, yellow also has pineapples. Cheetos. Cheetos is good. Orange juice. Goldfish. Satsuma. I've never had Satsuma. It's just orange that's trying too hard. Sweet potato. Fuck, I love me a yam. Cheez-Its. I love me Cheez-Its. You know Pound Cake is near to the town your mom is from? Pound Town. Very funny. Tangerine. Boy, orange is good, but I don't think it's quite yellow. And I think it's got better representation than blue. Pumpkin? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I like me a pumpkin pie. Creamsicle? I actually don't like creamsicles. I don't really like cream flavored things. Like cream sodas, creamsicles, not really for me. Carrots? I do like me some carrots. Okay. Purple. Eggplant. I do eat eggplant sometime. Grape. Purple grapes, sure. All the things that are grape flavored. I like those. What do I dislike that's purple? I don't like blackberries. I guess you would throw blackberries in this here. How did two of you hit an ube? What the fuck is... I assume it's ube. Purple yam, a starchy... What the... I've never heard of that. Acai berries. I've never had acai, if I'm being for real. Red cabbage. It tastes like cereal milk. Really? That sounds good. I don't know. I just feel like purple just... It's just like, fine. You know? It's just like, whatever. I think it's the worst grape. I don't really like raisins that much. I'm never like pogging that I'm eating raisins. I'm just like, yeah, these are raisins. Red onion. Red onion's really good. I do like red onion a lot. Yeah, I just don't think purple, and like, it looks unappetizing. Can we be for real? Purple is not a color that I'm like, that looks good. What else we got? Let's go brown. We got cinnamon. We got potatoes. We got some breads. We got brown's got a lot of good ones. Turkey, yeah, okay, we'll throw turkey in there. Brown's pretty good. Chocolate, yeah, brown sugar, nuts, yeah, shit, human feces, yeah. Brown is the same as yellow. I think brown is worse than yellow. But brown raisins. Coffee. I mean, yeah, people love coffee. I'm not a big coffee guy. But brown is good. You heard it here first, folks. I mean, I can't think of a single thing that's brown that I'm like, no. Maple syrup, yeah, sure. I can't think of a single brown food that's bad. Coconuts, you could argue is white or brown. I think it's a very similar watermelon argument here. Cola, yeah, big cola. DK Donkey Kong for sure. Yeah, no, brown's good. Brown's very good. All right, speaking of white, coconut. I don't mind coconut, but I'm never like freaking out about it. What else is white? White monsters. Uh-oh. Rice. Well, yeah, okay, rice. Milk, sure. Cream, yeah. Sour cream. Oh, cottage cheese. Cottage cheese. Marshmallows are good. Whipped cream. Oh no. White is a sleeper. Eggs. No, eggs is white for sure. Wow. White is a sleeper. I did not expect, chicken for sure. I did not expect white to be so good. White cheddar popcorn. Oh man, I fuck with white cheddar popcorn. Yeah, there's cheeses. Wow. Horchata. I don't like it, but horchata. Popcorn in general, for sure. Rice Krispie treats, I'd probably put more in the yellow category, but it's definitely close. Man, white's good, huh? I think white might be better than brown. In the context of food. In the context of food. Oh my god, horchata, sorry. Yeah, I put the whore on it. Is that all right? Jeez. My own chat's going against me. I don't know. Because, I mean, I think cottage cheese for me edges it out. I think it does. And I think that's okay to admit. If they made brown cottage cheese, I'd be on board, is what I'm saying. Starting to show off with a racism scandal. I think white edges me, yeah. My love for deer, my love for carbs are fighting, yeah. What other colors do we even have? Okay. Dylan. I've been having a cottage cheese, okay. Here's the thing about cottage cheese. It was banned in my household for years. Probably like a decade plus. Probably until when I lived with my parents, we would get cottage cheese every now and then. But as soon as I got my own place, or when I was in college and everything, I banned myself from getting cottage cheese because when I get it, I can't stop myself from eating it all the fucking time because I love it so much. And I stopped because I was like, I just can't get cottage cheese because I'm going to eat it too much. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, cottage cheese is insane on the macros. All right. So this is your moral justification for eating cottage cheese. All right. Cottage cheese is insanely good on the macros. It has so much protein for the amount of calories that it gives you. It's so good. But I have been buying cottage cheese 2 tubs a week for, I don't know, maybe like 4 months now, okay? And since then, I have gotten an entire fucking range of cottage cheese experience. And for most of the time, 95% of the time, I've bought it from the exact same fucking store. And it has such a fucking broad range of flavor profile and texture. These numbers can't be correct 2 a week. Christian, you fucking fool. You absolute fucking fool. Okay. This is what I'm putting down. Okay, we just went shopping on Monday. All right. This shit's almost empty. The black is black pepper. It's not bugs. It's like down to here. We just went shopping on Monday. All right. Now, this cottage cheese, as I've been saying, I've had the entire fucking bevy. The entire, range of good cottage cheese to, straight up bad cottage cheese. And so I get it. If you've only ever had cottage cheese once, there is a hurdle. I understand. There is a massive fucking hurdle to look at it and get over the texture, right? Because the texture is it's not normal. It's not normal. And I can only imagine trying cottage cheese, having a bad texture, and then also being hit with not good cottage cheese. So is cheese. Cheese is also, it's just cheese. You can't be it's curdled milk and be that's why it's bad. All cheese is curdled cheese. Okay? But it's also very normal to eat rotten things in a lot of foods, like kombucha, and there's entire diets that revolve around fermenting foods. Wine is fermented grapes and sugar. Beer is fermented sugar. This is a normal thing to do, by the way. But that's not even my argument. Okay? Because I've had bad cottage cheese, and the ones that I just brought up, that's not the best. I'll be honest. It's a little liquidy, and the flavor isn't really quite there. So then you're just eating liquidy chunks. All right? Now, when a good cottage cheese hits, oh man, that shit goes crazy. And somebody asked about the flavor, and cottage cheese haters are not going to fucking agree with me, and I understand that you're wrong and you're not valid. Good cottage cheese tastes like a salty mozzarella. If you've had mozzarella that's fresh and wet, right? When you go to the store and you buy fresh mozzarella, that's what it tastes like. Cause that's kind of what it is. That's kind of what it is. It's just the texture. But bad cottage cheese doesn't taste, it just tastes kind of off cheese, and then also the texture. Cottage cheese from Big Boy. You hate the texture of fresh mozzarella? So that's my pitch for my cottage cheese. But like I was just talking about this, Christian, where it's like, I totally understand the idea of like, I've never tried cottage cheese because it looks gross. Let me try it. And then you try it and it's not good. Being like, yeah, I never need to try that again. But a good cottage cheese is almost like a Dairy Queen Blizzard where you can grab the whole container and do this and it won't come out. Like that's what I want out of my cottage cheese is for you to like give it the test like you're fucking serving a Dairy Queen Blizzard. If it's liquidy, it's not going to be great. It's just going to be fine at best. So that's my shit on cottage cheese. And it doesn't taste like snot. And also, if we're being for real, if you never had a booger or snot on your lips and you're like, and you accidentally lick it and you're like, okay, that wasn't that bad. Or is that just you know what I'm talking about? Like it's really cold out and so your nose is running and you do like this and you're like, oh. I don't know what farmer's cheese. It definitely looks similar. But like this what this kind of looks like is like also like fresh mozzarella. Where when you do that, you're just like boiling and getting the whey out, right? Anywho, what other flavors of food even are there? Pink? What are pink foods? Grapefruit. Green? How the fuck did I forget green? We'll do green. Lettuce. Green onion. Kale. Ugh. Green apples. Green peppers. I love me a bell pepper. Boogers, sure, yeah. Either great or gross. Well, Christian, that's because you hate bell peppers. I can't think of a single bad green. Like even like kale, as an adult, I've grown to respect it. You know what I mean? Lime, love a lime. White grapes. Better grapes. Wasabi. I'm not the biggest fan of wasabi, but I understand it. Kale is only okay cooked. I don't like cooked kale. I'd rather have it raw. I don't like celery, but it's important to the Cajun trilogy. Is funny. Pear, yeah. Kiwi, avocado, honeydew. Green's good. But I'm not like jumping out of my chair for green. Broccoli. Like these are all things I like. And maybe it's just because it is vegetables. These are all things that I like, but I'm not like, let's fucking go green. Green is the healthiest, is true. But I think that sort of means like, yeah, a lot of seasonings are green, yeah. It just, to me, it's just like, yeah, green, you know? I can't think of anything that I really hate that's green. That I'm like, yucky, you know? It's all just fine. Watermelon's green. We already established that part. Yeah, we love some. Well, to me, cilantro tastes bad. Not like soap. I just hate it. Which is a joke. What's up, Sal? I actually love cilantro. We're doing food, Sal. Pesto. Pesto's good. Pesto's good. Yeah, I think it's just A though. Like none of these things are like, let's go. But what's orange? What did we even say was orange? Honestly, we might be doing that. I think green deserves to be between the yellow, white, and brown, and then the orange and blue. What was the other food? Oh, pink. Pink foods. Yeah, bubblegum is a good one. We can't find bad blue. Yeah, there's just not a lot of good blue. It's like the definition of mid to me. Pink ice cream, so like strawberry ice cream. Water's not blue. Come on. That's the sky. Beets. Beets are pink? I'm not feeling pink. To me, it's not a very appetizing color. It's almost in the same tier as purple, where it's like, even if there's things that I like that are purple, ooh, Pepto-Bismol is a big down. I hate Pepto-Bismol. I hate bismuth. I hate bismuth. I fucking just, ugh. Coward. I just can't do the drink. I'll chew on Pepto-Bismol tablets. I cannot do the I also hate Tums. I hate how chalky they are. I feel like there's not even that many good pink candies. Like people will go crazy over pink Starburst, but I'll say this, I think it's one of the worst Starburst flavors. Yeah, strawberry milk's goated. I do love strawberry milk. It's definitely better to me than like chocolate milk. Strawberry milk is so good. Yeah, I love me some strawberry milk. Raspberries, pomegranate. I think we keep it in D. I'm not feeling pink foods. There's just nothing that's screaming out to me that's really good outside of strawberry milk, but everything else is just like, eh. To me, it's worse than purple and red for sure. Like, there's just nothing redeeming about it. There's not enough. Are there black foods? You got like black licorice, which is dog shit. I've never had caviar. Anything that's like charcoal infused. Oh, black corn, sure. Sesame, black pepper. I mean, those are, yeah. The Burger King Spider-Man tie-in burger. Was it not black? Oh, was I thinking of the Halloween Whopper? We got this Halloween Whopper. Black beans. Black beans are good. Will you say into the mic, yeah, white is better than black for sure? No. Olives. I'm not an olives guy. Black mold. Yeah. There's not a ton, and it's not redeeming itself. I mean, black licorice tanks it. I hate me a fucking black licorice flavor. I cannot do black licorice at all. Black makes you imagine burnt food. Oh fuck, but like a perfectly burnt kind of like barbecue chicken on the grill is kind of good. And I'll say it, burgers are kind of a black food. You know what I mean? Burgers on grill. I mean, it's like kind of there. Stay away from the fucking grill. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I think we keep it down with pink. I think we do black pink. Shouts out to the band or the artist. I don't like fennel because it tastes too much like black licorice. Really? I guess I could see that. Oh, soy sauce. I'm not a big soy sauce guy. You're eating black licorice while watching? What's wrong with you? You've made two bad choices today, which is eating black licorice and watching this stream. Not be letting you cook. I mean, I was just talking about the grill marks. You know what I mean? Like the grill marks give it that black sear. You know what I mean? Oreos. Ooh. I do love me some Oreos. I think we keep it down here though. What other colors are there? I guess none. That's all of them, right? That's all of the colors of food. Brown part 2. I think that's it. I think that's the tier list of foods based on what they look like. That's not bad. I think that makes sense. Let's go through what I eat in a day, normally, on a normal day, okay? 2 eggs, over easy, yellow and white. Cottage cheese, white. A little vegetarian sausage patty, brown. My breakfast is S tier. Okay, lunch. I'm eating a salad. I'm throwing on croutons. That's green and brown. I'm putting on honey mustard dressing. That's yellow. I'm putting on Parmesan cheese. That's yellow or white, depending on if I'm what kind of I'm using. I'm putting on black pepper. Okay. I'm putting on. I think that's it. I'll sometimes eat an apple if we have them, but I would prefer to eat a pear, which is yellow. That's my lunch. Or if I'm not eating that for lunch, I'm eating that for dinner instead. I'll eat celery and carrots, that's green and orange, with ranch, that's white. And then some peanut butter, brown, or some almonds, brown. And then for dinner, I'll eat the salad. Sometimes I'll have a protein shake, chocolate Thin Mint flavored, that's brown. Pears are yellow? Yeah. Pears are yellow for sure. I'm eating like fully S and A tier. I think this tracks. The only thing I'm dipping into red is like apple. So like maybe we pull that up. That's what I eat at home. And then I'll go to Taco Bell. I didn't bring up the Taco Bell part. Any good protein powder? I mean, I don't drink it for its protein. I drink it more as a meal thing. But I think we all put processed foods at the top. Those are the ones that taste the best. You can't get upset about that. They're designed to taste good. This is what I'm currently drinking because it was like on sale. But it's fucking good. It's very good. No, Sal, no. No. No, I have to do a poem. What kind of a poem? What kind of a poem? Give me a topic and a poem type. Please don't say iambic pentameter. Please do not talk about stress and unstressed syllables. I can't do it. An ode or a limerick? Okay. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I know what a limerick is. What topics are we working with? Give me a couple topics. And maybe like words that I have to use. Give me like 1 or 2 topics and give me like 3 or 4 words that I need to include. An ode is a tribute to a person, thing, or event. It can be serious or humorous. It may rhyme, but it does not have to rhyme. Topic is Sal. Okay. Because you never got a poem for the Hot Ones app. It's fucked up of me. Or give me 5 words to put in. Odes are quite long, really. Odes are usually quite long. Here's some helpful hints. Pick a topic. First line, oh blank. Speak directly to the subject. Object. It's weird. Why wouldn't they say subject instead of object? Use adjectives to describe it. You may consider using hyperboles, extreme exaggerations. Use repeated lines. Okay. Ode to Bombay. I had promised you a poem before I died. Diamonds storming out of the blackness of a piano. Piece by piece, I fall at my own dead feet. Releasing you like a concerto from my silence. I unfasten your bridges from my insistent bones. Free your railway lines from my desperate veins. Dismantle your crowded tenements and meditating machines. Remove your temples and brothels pinned in my skull. You go out of me in a pure spiral of stars. A funeral progressing towards the end of time. Innumerable petals of flame undress your dark, continuous sim of growing. This doesn't mean shit. I bet you Bombay was pissed when they heard that. Ode to Potato. Oh, potato, your many personalities, your multiple identities. Oh, potato, from French fries to potato chips, you always find a way to satisfy my lips. Oh, potato, you are a perfect example of it's what's on the inside that matters. You climb the food chain like a ladder. Oh, potato, you are my favorite crave. Once you hit my mouth, I feel brave. What is this, written by a fucking child? That's terrible. That's horrible. All right, give me 5 give me 5 words, Sal. Yeah, the drawings suck too. It doesn't make me feel better about the poem. I'm sorry. I know multiple adults that have about equivalent drawing levels as that. I'm not going to give words for inspiration. Some people know me in here, so give Josh the words for inspiration. I'm leaving it to Chad. All right, give me Chat, give me 5 words. Any 5 words. They can be Sal specific or not. Is it sort of like when who's that rapper? Bombay, like that Pastille song. Who's that rapper that does he's the white rapper who freestyles with random words. What's that guy's name? Harry Mack. This is like Harry Mack if he was writing an ode to Salatar. Luscious. Macaroni. Delish. What is wrong with you? White rapper impressionist that can do all the Family Guy voices. Is that what it said? Holy crap, Lois.
Do you guys do home deliveries?
I fucking forgot about Mikey
is there any way
Bolts.
I could get someone to rub?
I used to watch this guy's fucking channel. What the fuck? Effervescent. What a word. Rampant. We'll do those 5. We got luscious, macaroni, delish, effervescent, and rampant. Oh, how cringe do you think hot dog in a raincoat is?
I'm a hot dog in a raincoat. living life between two buns, making every person in the world smile, even if they're vegan.
That was pretty bad. It is Mikey. It is Mikey Malls. I remember watching this. Let's see if I commented on it. No. Oh, no, this isn't my account. Hang on, let me see if I commented on this back in the day on my real YouTube account. I did not comment on it, but there was a non-zero chance that I commented on it.
I'm beginning to feel like a rap god. All my people from the front to the back, Lord. Now who thinks their arms are long enough to slap box? Thinks that I rap like a robot. So call me rap box. But for me to rap like a computer must be in my genes. Got a laptop in my back pocket, my pen will go off when I half cock. Got a fat knot from that rap profit, made a living and a killing off it. Ever since Bill Clinton was still in office, with Monica Lewinsky feeling all this nutsack. I'm an MC, still as honest, but as rude and indecent as all hell syllables. Could we speed this up? It's getting kind of boring. Summalama, dummalama, you assuming I'm a human. What I gotta do to get it through to you? I'm superhuman, innovative, animator, rubber, so that anything you say is ricocheting off of me and it'll glue I'm devastating more than ever, demonstrating how to
get a motherfucker
to feel like it's levitating, never fading, and I know the haters have forever waiting for the day that they can say a fella will be celebrating, cause another way to get them motivated. I make elevating music, you make elevator music. Oh, he's too mainstream, but that's what they do when they get jealous, they confuse it. It's not
11 years ago, 2014.
Hella way to fuse it with rock, shock, rap, dog. Throw a lose yourself and make them lose it. I don't know how to make songs like that. I don't know what words to use. Let me know when it occurs to you while I'm ripping any one of these verses versus you. It's curtains, I'm inadvertently hurting you. How many of us you gotta murder too? Prove that if you were half as nice, your songs you could sacrifice virgins to. Oh, you know, on that note, I think we're good. So everyone can just.
Now it's time for our wrap-up. Let's give it everything we've got. Ready? Begin.
Ooh, what? Artificial amateurs aren't at all amazing. Analytically, I assault animate things.
Broken barriers bounded by the bomb.
That's a good Bob.
Buildings are broken, basically I'm bombarding. Casually create catastrophes. Casualties canceling, cats got their canopies collapsing.
Detonate a dama dank daily doing dough. Demonstration Don Dada on the down low.
Eating other editors with each and every energetic epileptic episode. Elevated etiquette.
Furious, fat, fabulous, fantastic. Flurries of funk felt feeding the fanatics.
Gift got great, global goods gone glorious. Getting godly in his game with the goriest.
Hit 'em high, hella high, historical. Hey, Holocaust hints, hear 'em holler at your homeboy.
Imitators idolize, I intimidate. In an instant, I'll rise in an irate state.
Just on my jams like Jerry Curls, Jock and John. Justly, it's just me writing my journals. Kindly, I'm kindling, all kinds of ink gone. Karate kick type Brits in my kingdom.
Let me live a long life. Lyrically lessons is learn lame louses. Just lose to my livery.
My mind makes marvelous moves, masses. Marvel in movement, he mock what I mastered.
Please nap knowing I'm nice naturally. Knack never lack, make noise nationally. Operation, opposition, op, not optional. Out of sight, out of mind, wide beaming opticals.
Perfected poem, powerful punchlines, pummeling petty powder puffs in my prime.
Quiet, clean quotes, keep quiet, it's quantum. Quarrelers ain't got a quarter of a week, gotta go.
Really raw raps rising up rapidly. Riding the rushing radioactivity. Super scientifical sound search sort. Silencing superfire saps that are soft. Tails 10 times talented, too tough. Take that, challengers, get a tune-up.
Universal, unique, untouched. Unadulterated, the raw uncut.
Verb vice lord, victorious, valid. Violate vibes that evade, make them to banish.
I am Walter White. Xerox, my X-radiation hose, extra large, X-height letters, and xylophone tones.
Yellowback, yak mouth, young one's yours. Yesterday's lanyard sell our yarn.
Zigzag zombie, zoom into the scene in zero and send thoughts overzealous rhyme, sea lots! Ha ha ha! My boy!
That's pretty crazy. All this for a poem? I'm writing the poem while you guys. Give me a video you guys can watch while I write this poem. I'm working on it on this other screen. Oh, let's watch a Mr. Beast video. I got this really low-key video I'm sure you've never seen.
In this video, I will say PewDiePie 100,000 times to stop T-Series. PewDiePie. But before I say PewDiePie's name for 15 hours straight, I need to give you guys a little history lesson so you can...
Look at all the food colors. Oh, we did forget about radish. All right. Time's up. All right, this is a poem for Salatar. Our first ever poem, Redeem. That's right. It's a poem for Sal. This is an ode to Salatar. Using the words luscious, macaroni, delish, effervescent, and rampant. Oh, Salatar, words cannot describe the way you teach, though it is my prerogative to do just so. Your children eager to join your lessons, effervescent as they take their seats. Oh, Salatar, you never fail to keep them engaged, preventing their brains from turning to macaroni. Though one cannot deny how delish a plate of that may be. A child's mind need not be relegated to such a fate. Oh, Salatar, if that even is your real name. Your luscious hair being chopped off for charity ere time it grows displays the kind of soul you have, one that is rampant with care for those around you. Oh, Salatar, oh, Sally, oh, my friend. Now do it again to the beat of Rap God. I can't rap to Rap God. Wait, Rap God type beat. Hang on. I can't do that. Are you kidding me? There's no fucking way. There's no way. There's no way I'm gonna do that. Are you kidding me? Are you insane? Yeah, fucking right. You need a copy of it? Just do it in the Stewie voice. I can't do a Stewie. I can't do a very good Stewie.
Hey guys, I'm Mikey, and I know what you might be thinking. The answer is no. I'm not related to Seth MacFarlane in any way, but today I do have something special for you. This is my submission to the Stewie Sound-Alike contest.
Ooh, here we go.
Ooh, here we go.
The Stewie Sound-Alike contest.
Ooh, here we go. Chris, whatever happened to
Chris? I can't do it.
Gina Davis? She used to be in movies, but she's not in movies anymore. Are you coming on that novel you've been working on, The novel you've been working on for 3 years? Hey, Brian, look. I'm Gary Busey. I'm going to have a Stewie Griffin.
I'm going to have a Stewie Griffin. I just don't think I'm very good at it. A word's gonna have to describe the way you teach. Yeah, I can't do it. Do it in Portuguese? I can't speak Portuguese, my people. Oh, Salatar. Words cannot describe the way you teach, so it is my prerogative to do just so. Your children eager to join your lessons, effervescent as they take their seats. Do it in Spanish. I don't know how to pronounce Portuguese. I could try Spanish. It's gonna have a hard time with Salatar. I feel like my mouth isn't warmed up to speak Spanish. Let me just rap God real quick to warm me up. Oh, Salatar, no hay palabras para describir tu forma de enseñar, aunque es mi prerogativa hacerlo. Tus hijos ansiosos por unirse a tus clases, efervescentes al sentarse. Oh, Salatar, nunca dejes de mantenerlos entretenidos, impidiendo que sus cerebros se convierten en macarrones. I was like, what word is that? Oh, it sounded like macaroni. Aunque no se puede negar lo delicioso que puede ser un plato así, la mente de un niño no tiene por qué estar relegada a tal destino. Oh, Salazar, si ese es tu verdadero nombre, tu hermoso cabello cortado por caridad cada vez que crece. Muestra la clase de alma que tienes, una que rebosa de cariño por quienes te rodean. Oh, Salazar, oh, Sally, oh, amiga mía. There you go. Now do it again as a Spanish, Stewie Griffin. No, I can't do Stewie. I can do a half decent Peter. Hey, Peter. That's not even Peter. Holy crap, Lois. That's what I got for Peter. No hay palabras. No hay palabras para describir tu forma de enseñar. Will Schuster moment. No. I don't know French. En français, s'il vous plaît. Like, the thing is, okay, so here's the thing, right? I'm an American. I've taken Spanish in Spanish class. I know how to pronounce roughly the like vowel and consonant sounds in Spanish. I have no background on French. I don't know how to read words. I can't pronounce them. I know that's en français and it's vous, but I don't know how to pronounce plight. Like, I don't know how to pronounce that word. What did you take in high school? I took Spanish 1 and 2. It's just play, right? But like, I don't know that. I don't know Spanish. I mean, I don't know French. Aurora's doing good, by the way. She's doing fine. S'il vous plaît. Oh, s'il vous plaît. Sure, that makes sense. I've heard that before. I know Spanish took English and took Spanish in high school. I mean, we grew up in our area is pretty heavy Latino population. And there's so many people who like already knew Spanish, but you still take it in high school. But a lot of people are like, still not good at it. And the same way there are a lot of English speakers that don't they don't do well in English class, right? So many Midwesterners be taking French. It wasn't an option. The only foreign language at my school was Spanish. That was the only thing we could take. And then I didn't take any in college because I got a bachelor's of science instead of a bachelor's of arts. So instead of taking Spanish in college, I took, what did I take instead of, what would I have taken instead of it? Let me pull up my transcript. I think it's in my email. Where do I have it? Where do I have my college transcript? I know I have it somewhere. I couldn't do an Irish one to save my life until very recently. I mean, it's one of those things, right? When you're a kid, your brain gets taught to do all the noises, and if you don't get taught when you're young, it's a lot harder to do it, right? Did I delete the email that had my transcript in it? Probably. But no, I didn't take a foreign language in college. I took something else. What year did I graduate? High school in 2012. I graduated college in 2016. I'm Colombian and speak Colombian Spanish. Obviously, it's similar, but many words and phrases different. Our Spanish teacher in high school was Colombian. She was cool. I liked her a lot. Old? No. I meant 2026 is when I graduate college. I'm a year out. I took French phonetics in college and basically just learned how to make all the French sounds we don't make in English. Yeah, that makes sense. The reason we think language acquisition is harder as an adult is because we obviously don't remember how hard it was to learn as babies, but our brains have the same rewiring. So that makes sense. I guess that's a good way to think of it. That makes sense. Yeah. But I mean, obviously, like, I assume French is similar to Spanish in terms of like the rules because they're both Latin based. But like, to me, that's what makes Spanish easy in terms of like easier to speak it, right? Because obviously, English is like, you know, the bastardization of a million fucking different languages and everything. But like when it comes to English and you're reading a word, like you don't know what the thing is supposed to sound like unless you're like a native speaker or like you have a ton of time speaking or learning the language. But when it comes to Spanish and like the rules of pronunciation, it's super easy to be like, oh, the A always makes the same sound. The E always makes the same sound. It's so much easier. Just, and obviously it doesn't mean you understand it, but it's definitely easier to say. Which is nice, of course. I don't know Spanish, but I feel like I can read a lot of the word of it. Yeah, and it's just nice. It's just like nice. I grad in 2027, halfway done. You graduate college. Well, early congratulations. I took a lot of Spanish as a kid. Couldn't tell you hardly anything but French. I caught on better. Just weird. Yeah. I loved that when learning German. So silent letter, no silent letter bullshit. Yeah, right. Like, I mean, obviously it's like meme to death, but like, I mean, even just like the word read and read is just fucked up. Like, why are we doing that? Spelled exactly the same and also like similar, like read being the present tense of read. Q, yeah, it's just one letter followed by 4 silent letters. Yeah. English is fucked. English is absolutely fucked. And you know what's fucked is how fucked our language is. And then like we obviously have regional accents, not to the same degree that like, you know, the United Kingdom does, but like we'll have regional accents and Americans will still fucking argue with people about how you pronounce things. It's like, guys, come on. English is a fucking made up dog shit language anyway. Like, why do we get upset so hard that when people pronounce things differently? One of my students is from Colombia and her English and teacher English has been a very humbling experience for me. I mean, it's just, English is just fucked. It really is just a fucked language. And like, I don't know much in terms of the grammar side of other languages because obviously I only took Spanish 1 and 2. And so you don't get super into the grammar, but even like English grammar is so fucking insane. Like I try to do my best with grammar when I like write and post things, right? Like I try to have good grammar. And when I speak, I try to make sure I speak with like, you know, proper grammar. But I mean, even just then I said good grammar, you know, like good grammar is incorrect. Like that's wrong to say. But so every now and then, like you get hit with like, I think there's supposed to be a comma there, like colon, something, like all the punctuation is just like so annoying. So annoying. English grammar makes more sense when you spend too much time breaking it down right. I hate when I say a bag to my colleague friends. Yeah. I remember my first year at North Central College, my sophomore year at college, I had a lab partner who was from California. He transferred out of Yale to go to, no, not Yale, Stanford? Yale's on the East Coast, right? Actually, no, I think he did transfer out of Yale. I think he was from California, went to Yale his freshman year, and then he transferred to North Central. We were just like talking like the first time, and he was just standing there, and he was just like, staring at me and the other person that we were lab partners with. And we were like, what? And he's like, you guys sound really weird. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, the way you guys say your A's is so Chicago. And I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, you guys say Chicago, but I say Chicago. Or maybe he did it the other way. It's like, to me, it's like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying, but like, it was the most like California fucking like coastal elite shit I've ever experienced in person, where the way he was just like, oh, you fucking Midwesterners don't know how to say A's. And it's like, fuck off. Chicago. What was I saying? I think one that I get, like, we were just doing it last time I was streaming, but I was talking about Trisha Paytas. And like, to me, this name is Paytas. And I don't know if that's my Midwest accent, like telling me that's how I should pronounce it. But to me, this is Paytas. And I imagine that's me putting the on the, like the Midwest on it. California says Chicago. Chicago. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't have like a super thick like Chicago accent, obviously, but I know I get hit with it sometimes. But even like, especially like I know like you said Sal, but like I live in the northern part of Illinois, so like, but even like the border between Illinois and Wisconsin, there's such a hard line where it is like if I talk to people from Wisconsin and they hit you with the bag, like it does perk my ears up where I'm like, oh yeah, Wisconsin. Like, oh yeah, you just say bag. I would say Paytas. Yeah, it's Trisha Paytas. But I like my brain wants to say it as Paytas. Bag and car. Car. Yeah. Irish has so many dialects that essentially you have as many different ways to speak it as our Irish speakers because it was a spoken language first. That makes sense. Yeah, with the way I say Wisconsin. Yeah. And like when you go to Wisconsin, like people say Wisconsin. Not everybody, obviously, but like you'll hear, and like that's the Chicago, like, and I think it's very similar. The Minnesota, like the Minnesota, like the longer vowel there, Wisconsin, Wisconsin, like those accents, like it's similar where it's like the extra elongation of the vowels, which I know American English already does elongation of vowels. But yeah, it's like that Midwest, like North Midwest with like Minnesota, Wisconsin, and like northern Illinois, where you just yeah. Any food that you have to get. Where are you going in Illinois? Are you going to Chicago, or are you going like where in the state? Because it changes the answer drastically depending on where you're going in Illinois. I have to imagine you're going to Chicago because it's the only place really to visit in Illinois, but some people go down south. The couch pick goes hard. Thank you. Pious. I want to say pious. You're going to Chicago. Okay. Any dietary restrictions as well? Hidden comments. Bruh, I'm gonna nut. Okay. I was just in Chicago with Blake was in Chicago for a show. And so we were kind of talking about it because there are some there's Illinois foods and there's Chicago foods. Okay. You're driving to North Dakota from there. Okay. So you're going up through probably Minnesota and everything. Listen, if you want to go fast food, in my opinion, number one, I am not from Chicago. I live 2 hours out of Chicago, and I pretty much have my entire life. I am straight up not from Chicago at all. So like what a Chicagoan will tell you is different than what I'll tell you. But if you're talking about fast food, in my opinion, you got to get Portillo's. I think Portillo's is fucking goated in terms of fast food. And then if you're not from the Midwest area, at some point you got to stop at a Culver's. That doesn't have to be in Chicago. When you're driving to North Dakota, you can stop at one in Wisconsin or Minnesota or something. That's your fast food. And then Josh left because you don't want to see me. True. If you want like Chicago food, listen. This is where Chicago people will fight me. You got to get deep dish. You have to. I think deep dish is goated. You just can't think of it as like, you know, normal pizza. My favorite deep dish pizza is from Lou Malnati's. Another good deep dish that people like is Giordano's. That's kind of your like cheaper version. And then I just had Pequod's pizza. Is that how you spell it? I thought it was pretty good. There's a place close to me that does it that is similar, so I kind of already was whatever. But the thing to me that makes a Chicago pizza, like deep dish pizza, is I'm going to show you an image. And this does not look super appetizing. This isn't a very good one. But what you're looking for in a deep dish pizza is a buttery crust like this that will kind of, sometimes, a lot of the times they'll burn it, which is kind of what you want. And then cheese and then sauce on top. To me, Lou Malnati's is the best. Their sausage is so fucking good. But you'll see it's got that like buttery crust. And then the really hearty, thick sauce is really, really good with the cheese underneath. I know I like Giordano's. I just personally like Lou Malnati's, but I don't dislike Giordano's. But the thing with that pizza is you got it. Like here's Pequod's that I just had. Pequod's is different. That's a really low res image. They're all so low res. But Pequod's is different. You can kind of see the crust is thicker on the bottom. And then there's less sauce. It's less like soupy. It's thick sauce, more cheese, or thick crust, more cheese, more cheese and less sauce, which I just thought it was fine. But it's because I have a pizza chain around me that does that. And for me, Portillo's, this is a hot take. People will say get their hot dogs. I've literally never had a hot dog from there, but that's your Chicago style hot dog. I've never had a Chicago style hot dog from Portillo's. That the burgers are fucking like 8 out of 10s, like 8.5 out of 10s. But the beef, is it roast beef or Italian beef? Their beef sandwiches with cheese fries is what I've always gotten from there. And it's fucking 10 out of 10. Like just straight up. It's so good. It's so fucking good. Culver's, their burgers are like 9 out of 10. So it's like if you're going to go for a burger in the Midwest, you may as well go to Culver's over Portillo's, in my opinion. How similar Chicago pies to Grandma Slices? Grandma Slices pizza. I have no idea. I've never heard of that. Oh, okay. So that's the other thing. If Christian was in here, he'd be screaming at me. Because Chicago technically has 2 types of pizza. Chicago tavern style pizza is fucking awesome. And this is like if you say you're going to Chicago for pizza, most of the people in Chicago proper will be like, oh, don't get fucking deep dish. It's fucking overrated, man. And it's like, shut the fuck up. It's good. But Chicago tavern style that's what they'll tell you to get. It's also very good. I don't know any specific restaurants by name in Chicago that have this, because if I'm going to Chicago and I'm getting pizza, I'm going to get deep dish pizza. But this is also the other Chicago style pizza. It's the thinner, crunchier pizza style. And then if you're in the, because you said you're from the West Coast, right? In my opinion, if you're a drinker, like if you drink alcohol, that you're from California, the thing that makes the Midwest the mid-best is anything fried. Okay. And you'll get, in my opinion, you'll get better food from when you go to like Wisconsin. It's why I like going to Wisconsin so much, is because their fucking food is awesome. It's just bar food. But in our area, there's a lot of Polish people. There's a lot of like German people. Like there's that's a lot of the culture, as opposed to like on the East Coast, you might get more like Italian. Here, like obviously there's like Chinatown and everything. I'm gonna talk about like if we were talking about like bar food and everything, you're gonna get a lot of like Polish and German inspiration. So you need to get you need to find a good bar and get some sort of cheese curds and some sort of a Bavarian pretzel. Those are goated. And then find any local beers. The Midwest has so many good local beers. There's a reason why like it used to be like where all of the beer was made in the United States, like between Milwaukee and there's so much beer brewed in the Midwest. Like it's so good. We have such good beer. Whenever I go to other places in the United States, I find their beers is not very good. Yeah, if you're going north from Chicago, yeah, you can go to Ron's place. That's in Kenosha, which is just a little bit northwest of Chicago. You can get curds at Culver's. They're different though. I do like Culver's cheese curds are good. Like you can get them, but like they're frozen, right? Like they're just gonna be, they're fast food curds, right? Like they're cheddar cheese inside of a little ball pocket. What you're gonna get if you go to like a true like Wisconsin or like Northern Illinois bar, you're gonna get like more like this, where they're like hand battered and fried. So there's just gonna be a little bit more flavor. And if you're real fucking insane, you can just go and get cheese curds in the raw and just eat. Like some people will just eat raw cheese curds, but that might be too close to cottage cheese for you. For normal cheese curds, yeah, you would dip them in like ranch or whatever. But in normal cheese curds, no, you would just eat them. But yeah, that's your and yeah, if you want the true Chicago experience, you got to get some Malort. Just get one shot. Just say you're out of town. You're from out of town. I want to try Malort, and there's a non-zero chance that they'll give it to you for free. It's fucking terrible. But you got to get it. I mean, it's just, if when in Rome, you know what I mean? Like, and honestly, I'll say this, it's not as bad as it used to be. They used to make it way worse. And I think now that they're trying to like actually make money, I think they've made it not as bad. What kind of alcohol is it? It's fermented like grapefruit rinds. It's fucking like the most bitter thing you've ever heard. You don't mix it with anything. It's a traditional wormwood based digestive. But for a while, we're talking about Chicago food. It's very, very bitter. And like, the thing is, it used to be when you took a shot of Malort, you couldn't get the flavor off your tongue for like, or out of your mouth for like 45 minutes. But now it kind of like washes away. I think they changed their flavor, they changed their formula for that reason. Yeah, I love the Midwest. There's actually an episode of Fridge Pod that I did. Here's the thing too, okay? And I think people who aren't from the Midwest don't understand this. The Midwest like straight up is such a good amalgamation of so many cultures and so many foods that you could pretty much go to any part of Chicago and get like food and it's going to be good. It's going to be authentic and it's going to be good. I think the Midwest has especially around where we live, has really fucking good fried chicken. You'll also be able to get like really, really good like Mexican food. Like I know people on the West Coast are like, no, we have the best Mexican food, but like I promise you, the Midwest Mexican food is fucking goated, like straight up. And yeah, there's like Greek Town and like Chinatown. Like I've had really, really great ramen up in Chicago. Like there's so many. I mean, obviously, right? Chicago's like the third largest city in the United States. It makes sense that there's so many different cultures, but like just the Midwest in general, like it's so good. You ever try Crosstown wings? So you know what's funny is people talked about Crosstown all the fucking time. All the fucking time. And I never went there in college because I was so poor. And then I think we went there maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, we did. We went here like 2 or 3 years ago because it was like I had a friend of the show, Luis, was like, we got to go to Crosstown, and we went there, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. You know, for me, if I'm eating wings, I got to have a good beer with it. And as I was just hyping up Midwest beer selections, in my opinion, a lot of the like microbrews and everything in the area have gotten worse over time. And so it was just okay. If I would have just ordered a Budweiser draft and drank it with the wings, I probably would have had a better time. But because I got an IPA that I didn't really like, you know. Well, so my mom is from Texas. So she used to make like Tex-Mex for us, but actually Texas has the best Mexican. I'm just saying, like, I don't doubt that Texas has, or like the South has and like the Southwest has good Mexican food. I'm just saying, do not knock Midwest Mexican food. Like people just say all the time, like, well, no, like we got to get food. Like the Mexican food in California is so good because, you know, it's obviously, you know, so close to Mexico. But like the Midwest had such a large amount of like factory and production jobs that there was a ton of immigration to the area. And so there's a lot of immigrants naturally in the area. And so there's a very high population of Mexican people in the area. And so, yeah, they make good Mexican food. It makes sense, right? Like, it doesn't matter that we aren't like geographically close to Mexico. Boop. What do we do? A good hole in the wall Mexican food? Yeah. Hole in the walls are always the best. Absolutely. My favorite place is, one of my favorite places, I can't go there anymore, Aurora Bandit, because she got chicken that she didn't like there once. It's in Naperville. But it's called Los Burritos Tapatios. Okay. And what's fucking sick about this place is they do a burrito suizo where they just put a layer of cheese on top of your burrito. And this is the only place in Naperville that was open till like 2 a.m. when I went to college there. And so we would all drink or whatever. And honestly, it wasn't even times when I was drinking. Are you ordering everyone dinner? Yeah. Everybody give me your orders. This is the only place that was open when I was in college. And so you drink or whatever, you go to this place at like 1 a.m. and I would go and order a burrito suizo with I'm fucking blanking on what's the breakfast meat? Chorizo. A chorizo burrito suizo. And it would just fuck you up. it would fuck you up. Their Coke is amazing. It's just, this place rocks. There's one in Naperville. I guess there's one in Glen Ellen now, and there's one in they really expanded. We used to always go to this one in Lyle. But you can see, like, for Naperville area, this is as close to a hole in a wall you're gonna get. like even the Naperville one, like, it's in a strip mall, but it's like, this is a hole in the wall for Naperville. What type of Coke? Both. Yeah. Yeah, I love this place. Their salsa is so good. I used to drive up there, or if I was going up into Naperville, I used to just like order a thing of salsa and for the road if I wasn't getting food there. What else we got? Let's get off food. Any other questions? I'm hungry now. Yeah, I'm talking myself into a hunger as well. Glee video update. It's not going to be up by the end of May. Womp womp. But it's very close. Let me tell you, folks. I'm thinking we're going to finish shooting end of next week. Easily. And then it'll be out in June sometime. Probably first half of June. How's my day going? It's doing okay, you know. Not too bad, not too bad. Someone told me that they heard my favorite local Mexican restaurant deals Coke also. I said, please just let them. It's too good. Yeah, who's a narc? What the hell? I'm going to make myself jalapeno Cheetos, mac and cheese. I got that once, and I just thought it was okay. I do love me a jalapeno, though. Why do you start doing the docket? It was just as a way to try to make the show easier to get into for newer people, as well as making people be able to stick around, you know. And like other shows do it, like other shows also do that, so it's like just like good practice or whatever, you know. There's a place up in Lake Zurich, bar food, that was so good. How's Blake doing? Horrible. Terrible. Blake is not doing well. Unless Blake was lying to me. Sometimes I think about doing more bits in the video and cutting the audio for them out of the audio versions. Yeah, that just sounds like more work. That was pretty much always me when I was editing, where it's like, why would I put in this effort and then the audio listeners be out of it? When is Luis going to come back on the pod? I don't know. Luis, for as much of a like social guy he is, like Luis is a talker. He's never really expressed interest on like being on the podcast or anything like that. The one time we had him on, it was like obviously right when we had just started, and he was coming. He moved to Denver for a while, and he was like coming back to Denver for the first time in a long time. And we were like, oh, well, come on the show. And that's the only reason why he was on. And it was like, I did it like for my birthday. I was like, come on for my birthday, man. What was the deal with the weather thing this last episode? The weather bit was, I mean, it wasn't really, it was more of a me bit, but, when we first recorded, I asked Erica I was like, what did I say? Just like, how's the weather? Or something like that. Or something. And then the bit was, I'm going to get them to start talking about something and then interrupt them to be like, hang on, we have to talk about the docket. So the bit was me just trying to get them to talk about something and be like, who gives a shit? This is boring. Let's do the docket. That's why. But we recorded for about 15, 20 minutes of the episode. And then we noticed the board wasn't recording. It was said like the audio card was full. And so that's why we just came back in and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, there wasn't ever meant to be. Will there be surprise stories outside of the docket? Yeah, we've had a couple already. Like we'll do the docket and then it turns out that those stories were deleted or something and then we'll skip them. I know some Blake earned their bag on this episode of editing. The BEP. I mean, I believe you. I just don't remember anything crazy on the BEP. Will there be an all parents episode? Probably not. Probably not. Just logistically, it seems hard. And like, obviously, Christian and Erica's parents like know each other. Like, my parents don't really know their parents. Very much. I was able to make it sound good and censored, and then I was given the most monotone Sandy L. How am I feeling about, like, you talking about the Colts draft picks? I just want the Colts to be either really bad or really good. Is that all too much to ask for? I really like a lot of the people on the team. Like, I think they have some good players, but I just don't want to be fucking. I don't want to be 9-8 again or 7-9. It just drives me insane. Or I guess 8-9. Oh, that's why you earned your keep. That's right. Right. You started following the Colts and watching you guys. Hey, you chose the smallest market team in the NFL. No, I guess not smallest. It's like the third smallest market or something like that. My mom's name is Sandy. That's funny. Sandy and Sally, huh? No gaming at all this stream. Just yapping. No gaming. Oops, all yapping. How about that? You should do an obscure BBT names circle. What's BBT? Obscure BBT. Are you not joining the Piss Baby League? Is it full or something? I just haven't. I gotta get Christian in on that. You go online and influencers who name their kids crazy things and have Christian Ricky decide if it's real or fake. Ooh. Oh, baby names. Oh, okay. I don't remember what email I use on fantasy football. All Erica stream in the future? She's done a couple. I've said this before because people ask this all the time. That's not up to me. That's up to Erica. That is entirely on Erica. Like, I stream every other Wednesday, and Christian streams the other Wednesdays. Like, it's not like me streaming is preventing her from doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she wants to do it, that's all on her. But I'm not gonna, like, go out of my way to like make sure she streams. You know what I'm saying? But she's done it before. She's done a couple streams, couple of sim streams here and there. I know people really wanted a plant tour after all the plant talk in the bonus episode. Yeah. She's done a couple of sim streams, but we had on podcast We'll Save This Relationship. They're very cool people. We were on a different Reddit podcast, but we never had them on our show. But we were on Reddit on Wiki. But I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, they kept making like comments about how they like knew us and like were fans or like talked about us a ton, and so like I think I maybe got a little bit too I don't know. I think I made a couple jokes that they didn't understand that I was being sarcastic on, if that makes sense. And I don't know if they really enjoyed my vibe. We just didn't mesh as well. Not that they were bad people or anything. We just didn't mesh as well as we meshed with APWTSR. APWSTR. But they're cool. They were very cool. We haven't met a single person that was like weird. Like, not that we do a ton of collabs, but like everybody that we've done a collaboration with or had on our show or went on their stuff, like all very cool people except for one. Except for Joe. But hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Blake, I don't see the invite for fantasy football. Oh, there it is. I finally found it. I was taking a second. I got it. Blake, I don't know if you know this, but your name is the like I can see your last name. I don't know if you care about that, if you're giving people your last name. On the fantasy football thing, it says the owner says his last name. Will there be a meetup in season 6? The one like meetup that we had was organized by entirely other people, and we just sort of showed up. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I kind of went on a mini rant before, but it's like, I understand people wanting to do a meetup, but like logistically for us, it's just so much. And it's just the planning of it that is just it's just a lot. Like having to know a time when we can all be there, but then also like announce it enough time ahead is just a lot. It's hard. Most people in that league do not know about football, Shijo. So do not feel like you cannot join if you don't know football. I like to think I know fantasy football pretty well in football and pretty well in general. And I think I got second or third to last place. So we are on a network. We're on Cloud 10, is the name of our network, which is kind of crazy. They got some crazy shows, like crazy, people on their network. They got King Bach. I don't think he makes this podcast anymore. But there's some like real celebrities on here. And then there's us, you know. We were supposed to go on the Psych Rewatch podcast that they have a long time ago. But we just stopped emailing. We just kind of stopped. By we, I mean me. I'm really bad at emailing people. Like, I think, what's her name? Oh my God. We got fucking Lori Fetrick. We got one of the Sharks on our network. We got to get the Sharks on. What's her name? Fucking, I can remember. I can never do even with nothing on. I made you look. I made you. Meghan Turner. Meghan Turner had a podcast on this network. I don't know if she's still on here or not. I don't know if she switched to a different network. We were supposed to be on this one with Maggie Lawson and Timothy Amundsen, but we just stopped. Hey, look at that. There we are. But they're cool. We work directly with the people who run the company. Like, they work directly with us. I think they just really like us as a podcast. Because when we were with when we were getting ads through a different company, we were just, you know, as it is with any podcast thing, like we were just assigned somebody to just get ads for us, just a random Did you know this podcast? We were just assigned a random worker to do our ads, and it was so hard for us to try to like talk with them because like all they knew was ad buying, and so we would try to talk with them about expanding shit, and they'd just be like, I don't know about that. And it's like, well, then tell somebody. Like, we're trying to do X, Y, and Z. Like, when we were with our previous company, we would sell ads based on plays as opposed to like baked in ads. And so it's called dynamic advertising as opposed to I can't remember, but it's called dynamic advertising, where like people will buy an ad spot and they'll buy like 50,000 plays, and then across all of your episodes, the same ad will play until it hits 50,000 plays, and then it won't play anymore. So that ad won't be on your thing. Versus like doing a baked in ad where like once you read the ad and it's on that episode, they want that ad to stay on that episode forever, right? And so if you're listening to like a ton of old podcast episodes in a row of a podcast and you keep hearing the same ad, the same exact ad over and over, that's a dynamic ad. So we were doing dynamic ad sales with the previous company, and they would be like, yeah, we're selling like 120,000 plays. This is when we were like peak, like, and like growing, like peak. And they would sell like 80,000 play ad slots, and our metrics were showing us getting, in a week, we were getting 140,000 plays. Like, this is when we were like peak, and we were like, yeah, could we maybe bump that up to 110 or something? Because, you know, that's just straight up like 50% more money. Like, why are we not doing that? And she'd just be like, I don't know. And then she would just like not email us back. And so we were fighting to be like, why don't you want to make more money? Why are you only selling ad slots for like 50% of the listens we get? Like, people would buy an ad for our show and the ad would be completed in like 3 days. And it's like, why the fuck wouldn't you just make an ad campaign longer? It made no sense to us. And so we got off of there. We went to the other company, which, yeah, it's just nicer. They're just way nicer. We've been with them for a really long time now. I think we've been in Cloud 10 for 3 years or something like that. And they're great. They are very receptive in terms of us being like, no, we don't want to work with this advertiser, yada yada yada, all that stuff. They're chill. We like them. All right, well, I guess we end stream, eh? I guess we end stream. That's right. I had a green screen behind me the whole time. I bet you didn't notice that. I bet you didn't notice that this was a green screen the whole frickin' time. Huh. My arms don't just stop once they reach. It's actually a green screen. Wait, that's actually kind of funny. Because you can't even really tell super hard. That's wait, watch this. Hang on. Wait. Whoa! Oh, you don't like my super professional green screen? You're welcome, Sal. Thanks for hanging around in the streams. How do I guess I got to take off the chroma key for you to see it. You don't like how good my green screen is? Is that what you're telling me? Why pay big money when little money work? Did you ever think about that? Why pay a lot of money when small money do job? Do you ever think about that? I want y'all to guess how much an Elgato green screen costs. All right? I want y'all to just guess. I mean, 3,500 is just ridiculous. I mean, that's just, you're not even trying at that point. I mean, you guys are guessing. You're guessing too high. You're guessing too high. You're making this look like it's not that expensive. You're making me feel like a fool. You guys are calling me poor. $160. $160. That seems reasonable? No, no. Well, guess how much I spent on mine? Mine cost $23. $3? Well, no, it looks better than that. It looks better than $3. God damn it. This is ridiculous. Too much? That's too much for that? All right. So first you start with an overhand knot. All right. Boom. Overhand knot. That's the first step of tying your shoe. And then you do the same thing, but reverse. And that is a square knot. And that is not advice.